Good evening, everyone. This is Bismil, and you're tuned in to Bismil's News and Entertainment Corner, where headlines meet insight. Tonight's top story comes from Washington, D.C., where a bold and potentially historic move has just been made by two American lawmakers. Republican Joe Wilson and Democrat Jimmy Panetta have come together across party lines to introduce a bipartisan bill that could shake up U.S. Pakistan relations in a major way. It's called the Pakistan Democracy Act. And at the center of this legislation is none other than General Asim Munir, the powerful Chief of Army Staff of Pakistan. The bill accuses General Munir and Pakistan's military leadership of serious human rights violations, including the persecution of political rivals, crackdowns on free speech, and the imprisonment of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. Let's break down what this bill is actually proposing. First, it demands the release of all wrongfully detained political prisoners in Pakistan, including Khan, who remains behind bars under controversial charges. Second, it gives the U.S. State Department 180 days, that's roughly 6 months, to assess the situation in Pakistan and determine whether targeted sanctions should be imposed on General Munir and others involved in these alleged abuses. These sanctions could include visa bans, freezing of U.S.-based assets, and restrictions on entry into the United States. Third, the bill calls for a review of other top officials in the Pakistani military and government who may be complicit in repressing democratic institutions or violating civil liberties. Now, Pakistan's government has not stayed silent. Their Foreign Office swiftly rejected the bill, calling it an isolated act that represents personal opinions rather than U.S. foreign policy. In a statement, they emphasized that bilateral relations with Washington remain strong and ongoing diplomatic dialogue continues. But the symbolism here is hard to ignore. In November 2024, just a few months ago, over 50 U.S. lawmakers signed a joint letter to President Joe Biden, urging him to push for democratic reforms in Pakistan and to demand the release of Imran Khan. So what we're seeing now isn't just rhetoric, it's legislation. This move reflects growing concern in Washington about what many are calling the militarization of Pakistani politics, especially after a controversial election in February 2025. An election many critics say was heavily influenced, if not outright controlled by the military. And let's not forget, Pakistan is not just another country on the U.S. foreign policy radar. It's a nuclear-armed nation, a key player in South Asia, and a long-time, though often uneasy, partner in the war on terror and regional security. The stakes are high, and the message is clear. If Pakistan does not act to restore democratic norms, the United States might take unprecedented steps. This could be the first time a sitting Army Chief of Pakistan is formally sanctioned by the U.S. Congress. If the bill gains traction, will it pass? That remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, this isn't just a political signal, it's a diplomatic shot across the bow, and the world is watching. I'm Bismil, and this has been your extended breaking update from Bismil's News and Entertainment Corner. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, want to stay informed.